Alright. Move mic here. Okay, good evening, everybody. My apologies for my previous absence, but my throat has decided to become sandpaper, and it's only just beginning to improve. So I did do a few other streams, but for whatever reason, I just didn't like how they ended up, or I accidentally streamed unlisted. But the yesterday's stream that got a bit I streamed that unlisted, and I think there was something wrong with my wrist, so I just cut my losses. Said, all right, we'll do this whole thing. Yeah, we'll do this bit of the tutorial today instead of just splitting. Instead of just doing like a third of it in one stream and then the other 2/3 in this stream, might as well just start all over again. So there is going to be some code that I've put in. I apologise for that in advance about putting it in normally. This is the first time I've noticed this dark mode thing. Please, oh fuck off. They hide dark mode by the logging thing and giving your own bloody giving all your data. Okay, so let's learn Godot 4 by making an RPG. If you watch the previous streams, you'd think that the term RPG is being a bit generous. Part 20: saving, loading, and auto-saving. Well, I suppose if you can call Zelda, like the classic top-down Zeldas RPGs. They are RPGs in the strictest sense, but I mean, it has leveling and whatever. We'll call it an RPG for the sake of convenience. So, before I begin, I got myself a can of Stella. So, if you want some ASMR, here. Let me just... The mic isn't picking up the pouring because I've got the equalizers set up. Yeah, that'll do for now. Yeah, poured Stella Artois into a Birra Moretti glass. Like the rebel I am. Right. Let's get going. Please note that we do fix this system in part 24. Yes, I'm giving you a bonus, blah, 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 blah. In this part, we'll be adding the ability for our players to save and load their game. When we save the game, we need to store all the necessary variables from all of our different scripts to save the current state of those variables. So we'll learn how to work with Godot dictionaries, which are pretty much the same as Python dictionaries. How to parse JSON files, how to read and write files using file access, and how to save and load game variables. So we'll be saving these variables in a dictionary, which will store our values as keys. The syntax of dictionaries is similar to JSON, which is beneficial to us since we'll be saving our save file into a JSON format. JSON is an open standard, blah, blah, blah. We could have also created a global script to contain our auto-load singletons. If we were to try and implement now, it might break our existing player script references, so if you want to use auto-load singletons, make sure you implement them from the start. Of course, the author tells us this 2 parts away from the end, whatever. So our save file will follow the following format. So far, so Python, and our load function will follow that following format. So let's get started with saving. We want to save a game, we need to go and create a dictionary in each script to store our values. We'll then store all these dictionaries in another dictionary in our main scene, which will compile all the separate dictionaries into a singular structure, which will then be stored in our JSON file. We want to save the following values from the following scripts: player, position, health, pickup, stamina, XP level, enemy, position, health, enemy spawn entities, and the NPC's position, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So at the end of each of these scripts, let's create the dictionaries to store these values. We'll store the enemies in our enemy spawner as an array to know that we can Okay, whatever. So I have done it up to the part after this one. So if we open player.good, where are ya? So into Godot, there we go. Player.good, where are we? Player. That's because we're in the bloody GUI folder. We're in the actual scripts folder. There we go. Player.good. It opens in VS Code. There we go. Hang on. Just realised that my stream frame's a bit bigger in VS Code compared to Godot. Might as well fix it now. Actually, should I fix it now? Yeah, hang on. I also need to open the project folder in VS Code because it doesn't do that, apparently. So give me a sec. Right. Oh no, wait, I can't lock which scene's streaming in OBS. That's yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a bummer. Okay. I'll open this folder. Whoop, there we go. Okay, and then we can put in advanced scene switcher. Hang on, this is where are we? Godot, and this one is 520 on the downward thing, which means I can go to VS Code, which is 579 to a 520. There we go. And this one is 980 from the top. I don't know why I have it anchored like that, but whatever. So we just expand this info box to the 980 top. Oh. There we go. It should now, yeah, they're the same. Okay, sorry about that. Let's, so we're in player.good and we have already plonked this in because I streamed yesterday and, well, one, forgot it was unlisted, but two, my wrist wasn't in the best state for typing. So we'll want npc.good and enemy.good. Those have been npc. There you go, an enemy. Here they are. Enemy spawner as well. This as well, and this will creates an array of these enemies here. So in our main scene script, I think we've done this as well. We'll need to create a new function that will save our game. In this function, we'll need to create a dictionary of items to save, and that will include the dictionaries we added in our player, enemy spawner, and NPC scripts. Dictionary of items to save, that will include the dictionaries we added in our player, enemy spawner, and NPC scripts. So we're in main.good now. And what do you know, we've put this in already. So where are we? So to save the file, we first need to define the save path that our JSON file will store. We will set our path to be under user dustytrailsave.json. On a Windows machine, this save file will be found under the the save file will be found under app data roaming Godot app user data dusty trails, whilst on Linux it will be found under that. So main.good. You can see here we've put the user thing in here, and that will just redirect us to our app data folder. To save the file to pass, we'll have to use the file access object. We'll first need to convert our data dictionary to a JSON string. We can do this by using the stringify method, which converts the data into a JSON formatted string. Then we'll use our open method from our file access object to open our safe path file. Opening this file will allow us to read or write to it. In this instance, we will use the file access.write method, all caps for some reason, to specify that the file should be opened in write mode. So it's not a method, it's a enum value, or is it? Oh, I don't know. After it's been opened, we'll write to this file using the store line function that writes a string to the file and adds a new line character at the end. After that's all been done, we'll need to close the file. This is important to ensure that all data is written and resources are released. So, main.good, older code, save function, function save, and yes, we've put all this in. Now we need to go back to our player script and call our save function from our save function from our current scene if we press our save button. You'll have to add the save function in your saloon scene as well, so that we can save when we are in our saloon scene 2. So so where are we? So player.good, which somehow contains the player.good also contains the UI stuff, which, man, it's your tutorial, I suppose. On save pressed. Sorry, my computer science grad brain is just screaming, why are you coupling the... Why, what's with the cohesion? Ah! But like I said, the real world is rarely so... perfect? Yeah, we'll use that word. Rarely so perfect. Get tree, current scene. So check if the current scene's valid. So if current scene, then nested if current scene.name is main. Name is main, yes. Main. Then we will current scene.save. Huh? The current scene save and oh, it's a built-in. I got you. Print saved complete. Elif, our name is Saloon. Current scene save. I think I mentioned this on the previous stream, but this is probably going to be the last time I program anything major in GD script. I've been playing around with C# and making a dungeon crawler, and yeah, just find myself. I do use GD script if I want to do these really small UI things, but anything like, you know, game logic, anything like game logic or enemies or battle systems, that's going to be in C#, because the docs say that it's a bit quicker to run, but more importantly, it'll be quicker for me to program, because I'll have to spend less time looking things up. Why? Apparently this else thing is... Yeah, okay. Yeah, the else thing isn't put in. Print! Error. No current scene to save, and I feel like I should have had some coffee instead of beer. So if we play our game and save, our save file should be created. The save file will look like this. If you open it, your values will be different from mine, and yeah, we'll just take the author's word for it, because I am not showing my whole file system to the world. So loading our game. To load our game, we'll have to go to each of our scripts once again and define the values that we want to load from them. We want to load the following values from the following scripts, the same values we saved. So we'll do this by creating a function in each of our player, NPC, and enemy spawner scripts. This function will pass the data parameter which will reference the save values to blah 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 blah. So we have player.good, and it should take data to save, and we'll copy paste it, because it's pretty much just regurgitating all this. And is this starting to pick up its loading? It seems to think it's a method. Oh. Yep, that's alright. Anime name is never used the function of... I feel like if I'm going to put a underscore there, it's going to break everything, so I'll leave it for now. Just cope with that yellow squiggle. With a yellow squiggle triggering my OCD. I know I can just get rid of it, suppress it, but I feel like my computer science teachers will be frowning on me. Yes, I just feel their contempt. Even though one of them's... he's gone off to Canada now, from what I've gathered. Anyway, it's NPC. And we'll copy paste from this, because I just want this tutorial to be over with. Health equals data.health. Identify health not declared in the current scope. Hey? That's because, oh, fuck's sake, I put it in the... I copy pasted the enemy instead of the NPC. That's going to explain a bit. So, enemy is... Oh, I haven't done that yet. So it's this one that we copy paste to... There we go. So, saving and loading's not as painful as I thought it would be. Of course, this is the GD script version, trying to save and load in C#. That might be something different entirely. Or I could just do it in GD script if it's that hard. Also, know that preloading in GD script, so is there a preload thing? Yeah, these things here. So this is basically loads the scene. I think it's on compile, or it might be just before. Oh, here we go. Returns a resource from the file system during runtime. The resource is loaded when the script is being passed. So yeah, it is on compile. Well, on pass, which is pretty much the same thing. You can't do that in C#. You have to do some sort of workarounds like resource loader, load, something like that, and then give the file path. Or you could just export a pack scene field and plonk it in there. Don't assume that you can just because I said so. I am There's a reason that I'm going through tutorials at this stage. Okay, main.good, where are we? Oh yes, the actual loading of the game will take place in the ready function of our main scene if you're going to load data in your saloon scene. Also add the next part in its ready function in its script. Before we can add our script, we will need to set a variable that will check our game's loading state. Well, loading equals false. Should have called it is loading because it's a boolean, but I'm being pedantic again. At the beginning of our ready function, we need to see if our game is currently loading a save file, and if the save file exists. We do this so that the main scene does not load the game each time we enter the scene, unless we tell it to load the game. We can do this via the file exists method. If the file does exist, we need to open our file and read its content. We can do this by specifying that we want to read the file via the file access.read method. It's a read? What the fuck am I doing? Oh, a bloody teenager all over again. File access.read method, not method. It's a flag, but again, pedanticness. After we open it, we need to read the entire contents of the file as text using file.get as text and pass it as JSON using json.parseString. JSON is a built-in quote-unquote library. Yeah. Built into Godot. I think this is file access. Ah, yeah, the file is file access. Radio. We then need to. Oh, excuse me. We then need to close our file. After we've read the file, we need to load our data from our player, enemy spawner, and NPC from the parsed JSON. If this quest state is set to complete, we also need to remove the quest item from the scene. You can also do the same for your pickups, but I want our pickups to respawn on load. So main.good, function ready. Oh, we haven't put that in yet, so func underscore ready. Do you also complete in your own time if loading and file access dot file exists. Save path. Print that we've found our save file. Ah, where's the bloody shift key? We want to open the file and read its contents. File is file access, open, save path in read mode. Now data will be JSON dot parseString file get as text. Easy as you like. Yeah, for that dungeon crawler that I've been making in Godot. Where are we? Load data from parts.json. That dungeon crawler that I was making, well, basically it randomly generates the dungeon. Not like in a sort of Pokemon mystery dungeon kind of thing where the thing's just randomized all the time. Every time you go in, but instead it's going to be randomized on play, on creating the save. I think it'll generate it seeds it based on the file's name, and then it generates based on that seed. But I'm saving that in XML. There is functionality in Godot to parse XML, but it's looking like it might be better in JSON. I don't know. I'll probably have to take a look at the file structure and see if we can put it in JSON. But on the other hand, it was ported over from a similar thing that I was making in Unity, and of course that was using XML, so I think it just might not be worth the what am I talking about? Worth the time. Yeah, worth the time to translate it from using XML to JSON. Data to load. Shit. That WhatsApp notification. Hang on. Oh, fuck me dead. Okay, yeah, I had a notification pop up on my screen. Well, yeah, on my monitor, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't seem to have shown on the stream. So I think I dodged a bullet there. Where were we? Oh yes, data to load. No, enemy spawner data to load. And then we'll put in data.enemies. Enemies. There we go. Then if our NPC dot quest complete. Then we get rid of our quest item. And else. No. Ah! Fucking shift tab. There we go. Print. Save file not found. There we go. So to load our game, we will need to load our scene resource from our main scene. We do this so that we can instance the scene, so that we can set its loading state to true. Where are we? Set its loading state to true. Where are we? Yeah, true. Where's? Ah, yes. We then need to change the scene to our main scene by adding the instantiated scene of a child of the root scene of the scene tree. Finally, we need to close our menu via the queue-free method. This one. So, main menu.good. That isn't main menu, is different from main. Yes, okay. Function on new press on low press. Ah, here we go. We'll copy paste in this code. There we go. Boop. Boop again. Use tab character for... Oh, for fuck's sake. You can never get it right. There we go. Now, if you save your game and you quit and load, it should load your game with the values that you last had when you saved. I'll take your word for it. We want our game to auto-save every 5 minutes. We can do this via a timer node, so in your main scene, add a new timer node and set its wait time to... So in your main scene, add a new timer name and set its wait time to 300 seconds equals 5 minutes. Also ensure that you enable auto start on load. Okay. So main.good. Oh wait, there's some, hang on. Open this. There's 2 images even. Okay, so we want to add a timer to main. And then our timer process idle. Wait time will be 300 seconds. Put none lock on, 300 seconds. And put auto start to on, so it starts, so we don't have to call it loading when ready. Okay. Where's main.good? Okay. Connect your nodes, connect your timer nodes timeout signal to your main script. In this function, we'll simply just call our save function. Every 5 minutes, the timer will time out and save our game. So, where are we? Main.good. Oh no. We want to connect the timeout signal to main. Yes. I need to put it here on timer timeout. Print. We save complete. And we'll save. So our full code should look like that link to the GitHub. Troubleshooting, my HUD values don't load properly. If you notice that your UI elements don't load properly, either save data does not display anything, just reset back to 0. Don't worry, we just need to initialize the elements with the loaded data in our player's load function. So, why this wasn't put in the main thing is beyond me. We'll do the lazy thing and not copy paste that. We also want to do the same to our ready function because we assigned our player with some ammo, but if we start a new game, our ammo value always shows as 0. We want it to show the value that we assigned it, such as 12. So ready. Okay. Ready. Here we go. Copy paste this and plonk it into that. And of course, the indentation just cannot behave itself. Run scene now. Push around should show properly on load when you start a new game, as well as when you save and load. So if we load new game, oh fucking hell, what now? Invalid set index text on base null instance type. So player.good line 72. Troubleshooting, I want my game to load on my other scene. Do not do this. I want to blah blah blah, so don't you dare add the code to the same. Okay. Right, null instance with type strings. So this is being called on player. If it's line 72, so I think it's because XP label it's because in my infinite wisdom I renamed value to current. No, it didn't. It was XP current. And this should be UI XP 2 next. Okay, so the autocorrect is showing now, but it didn't... whatever. UI level, that's what's called value. So if we reload... New game. There we go. And it, as you can see, it shows 12. So that's part 20. Let me check how part 21. It's also quite a bit of a doozy. If it's music and sound effects, I'm just going to mute the BGM. Actually, yeah, I'll mute the BGM when we actually get to playing it. So, welcome to the second last part of this tutorial series. Today, we are going to add that final touch of life to our game by adding some music and SFX to our game. We want there to be background music when we're in our pause, def, and main menu screens. Background music in pause. Okay, as soon as I read background music in pause, I instantly thought of Battletoads, you know, the... Oh... I'm fucking old. Right. Want there to be regular. We also add shooting and damage sound effects to our player and enemy, as well as dialogue, music, and pickup effects. So we'll learn how to work with Audio Stream Player, how to work with Audio Stream Player 2D, how to play, set, and unstop audio streams within code, and how to loop audio files in the import dock. How to loop audio files, that's good. In Godot, we have three primary options for playing audio. Finish some beer in. So we have Audio Stream Player. This is a general audio player suitable for playing music or any non-positional audio. Use this when you don't need the audio to have a position in the world. For example, if you have background music or dialogue music that should play irrespective of the position of the characters or objects in the game, use Audio Stream Player. Just finish pouring the rest of the beer. There we go. Audio Stream Player 2D. This is designed for 2D games when you need positional audio. It simulates the position of the sound in 2D space and will make sounds quieter the further away they are from the listener or camera. Use this when you are making a 2D game and you want the audio to have a position in your 2D world, e.g. a sound effect that occurs at a certain location on the screen. Or Audio Stream Player 3D, which is similar to Audio Stream Player 2D, but for 3D games, it takes into account the ambition, blah blah blah, as above, but with one extra dimension. Throughout this tutorial, we will use our Audio Stream Player node for constant-stable sounds such as BGM or DM. Okay. We will use our Audio Stream Player 2D node, however, for our sound effects because we want some panning in the sound, and we also want the sound loudness to depend on the location of it. Main menu music, so open up our main menu scene, this thing, and add a new node called Audio Stream Player. Rename this node to Background of Music. Audio Stream Player. There we go. Not Audio Listener, for God's sakes. Can't you bloody read? Child node. Audio Stream Player, there we go. Rename this node to Background Music. Blah 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 blah. Yep. Background music. In the inspector panel, we can assign the audio file that should play for this audio player node. Click next to your stream property in your inspector panel and select quick load. Okay. Quick load. This will set the audio stream object to be played. For our background music, we want the audio file we ride at dawn.wav. We ride at dawn.wav. There we go. By Harvey Carmen. Oh no. We want the loop, not the looping version, not the. I mean, these assets have been put in a public tutorial, so I'm assuming they're public domain. No, we want wave. We ride at dawn wav. We ride at dawn loop wav. This one. Hang on. So let me quickly check if I'm allowed to play it on stream, because there were. I know in my stream thing, if I do play, when I was playing those Pokemon Clover soundtrack. I was playing the Pokemon Clover soundtrack, and I think it played like Cruel Angel's Thesis or some other anime songs on the Pokemon Gen 3 sound front, and it detected that. It says it uses the melody, but to be fair, it does. And yeah, I'm surprised they got that, because you'd think you'd think that melodies wouldn't be oh, whatever. I'm going off on a tangent. So what am I talking about? Oh yes, Wild West music, Harvey. Harvey Carmen. Blah 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 blah. Free music pack contains 8 tracks for the Wild West game. Released assets. Available for free under Creative Commons 4.0. This is not. This better not be one of those zombie licenses where you affect everything. No, it's Creative Commons. Yeah, it's fine. Free to copy, free to share, free to adapt. Okay. So, yeah, okay, so we can play it on stream. Good. Good. Close this tab. And put back our thing. So, in the inspector panel, we can set its playing and auto-playing values. If the playing value is true, then the audio is playing or is queued to be played. See play. If autoplay is true, then the audio plays when the scene is loaded. I recommend you read the documentation to see what the rest of these properties do, such as the bus or mix target. We want this music to play as soon as the game loads, so we need to enable autoplay. If you want to listen to the music, you can enable playing, but make sure you disable it afterward. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Let's go to our stream BGM, the Cafe de Toho thing. Where the fuck am I? There we are. Mute this. And playing. How's the audio's fine? Okay. So yeah, we'll play that now. Want this to play as soon as again, then so we need to enable autoplay. If you now run your scene, your music should play by default, but only when you are in main menu. Or pause menu. In our player scene, let's add an audio stream player node, rename it to pause menu music. Okay. Pause menu music. I swear, if the authors package the pause menu music from Battletoads, I'm just gonna have a complete aneurysm. Whatever. I mean, should it be ambience? I don't know. We also want the audio to be we ride at dawn WAV when our pause menu is open. Do not enable autoplay or playing as we'll set name to play only when the pause menu is open. Okay. So we ride. I can spell at dawn loop. I seem to have duplicated it. Assets FX. Oh, I get it. Okay, it came that way. That's my excuse. We also want the enable to be blah 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 blah. Do not enable blah blah blah. To play our audio, we simply need to reference our node and call its play method. This method plays the audio as in seconds. In seconds? What? We will play this when our game is paused after we've called our UI pause input. Plays the audio in seconds. What? What do they mean by that? It means it should play immediately, shouldn't it? Oh, whatever. So input, where are you? If UI pause screen is visible, this thing right here, then we'll $pause music, $pause menu. Oh, fuck off. Menu music dot play. What's this thing here? Oh god. I reckon it's as soon as I go back into Godot engine, it's going to say, do you want to resave or reload despite having the thing open in it, despite setting the external editor, it opens it up in the internal editor as well. We also need to set our pause menu music's node's process mode to when paused, because we only want to process when our game is in the paused state. And I have not been prompted to this, but we can close this. Okay. So that should fix that VS Code problem. We'll set it to when paused because we only want this to process when our game is in the paused state. Okay, node processed when paused. We also need to stop our music from playing when we quit our scene or resume our game, otherwise it will play over the other audio. We can do this via the stop method. So it's on resume pressed. That is in player.good. Player and UI.good. If not paused, blah blah blah, UI pause screen hide, and then below this we put in $pause menu music. .stop. I think the autocomplete only works when you've built the game before. So that's why pause menu music isn't showing up, but everything else is. On quick pressed, and on quick pressed, then we add the same thing. Pause menu music. .stop. Now, if you run your scene and you pause stroke unpause, your pause music should play correctly. We also need music to play during the game loop. We will attach this node to our player scene because we want this sound to follow them around. Let's add another audio stream player node and call it background music. Just collapse this UI for the time being. Add the audio stream player and we call it background music. Why we can't just save the main menu background music as a scene? And oh, this is why we don't save it as a scene, because we put it to, we want this audio track to be we don't need railroads.wav. Also enable autoplay because we want to blah blah blah. Okay. Quick load. We don't need. Well, then where the fuck have I typed that in? It's. We don't need railroads loop.wav. I don't know why I'm in full Pontius Pilate Life of Brian mode, but apparently I am. We need to stop this music from playing whenever our pause menu is open. So update your UI pause input to stop the background music audio track. Update your UI pause. Okay. Ah, yes. Okay, playing it up good. If UI pause is so, go all the way up to input. And stop the background music. There. Music.stop. Okay. And then resume. If not on resume pressed. So all the way back down. And all the way back up. Now, if I was coding this myself, I probably would have made my own toggle pause. I would have made this same method, set pause menu state, and it would handle this automatically. But as I've said a dozen times over these streams, it is not my tutorial. Background music dot play. So we stop it in input. Stop it and yeah, play it there. If our game is over, we'll play another sound, so we also need to stop our background music to play in our def conditional. Oops, hit. Here we go. Else animation player play damaged. Yep. Else animation play game over. Background music stop. The same goes for our update XP function, which is XP value, XP, blah, 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 background music. Oh, here we go. So the level up process will want to stop the background music as well. We'll put it just after the... I probably should have copy-pasted these. Background music stop, and then, yeah. If you run your scene, your music should play whilst we're in game. Okay. We'll save everything. And then play. I think everything saves automatically on play. As it is. There's no Unity, you need a plugin for that. But I think this thing does it. And yes, we have BGM. And it's not found the save file, which is a bit, that's because I haven't saved one. Save complete. Do you know what we've done wrong? Okay. So this would be on resume pressed, but no, on resume pressed. Background music dot play, pause menu stop. But we're not hitting on resume pressed, we're hitting escape, the pause key. See, it does switch to the proper background music when you click resume, but not when you toggle. Okay. If we want to see music upload, when our player dies, we also want to play our game over music. For this, we need to add another audio stream player node to our player scene. Another one. Alright. We want this audio track to be too late to save the town.wav. Also changed its processing mode to when paused, because we technically paused the game on game over state. Mode when paused. Don't put it on autoplay. Update the hit function to play the audio after the background music has been stopped. Hit. Where's hit? Background music stop. Game over music not play, and I know I need to rename our audio stream player node. This thing. Wait. Our pause menu music, that should only play when it's paused, right? Yep. No, I missed that. That might be why we're toggling it. I don't know. So yeah, change it to too late to save the sound. Also choose processing into when paused. Also, game over music. Update your hit function to blah blah. Yeah, of course. If you're in your scene, your music should play when your player dies. So our dialogue music, we'll have to set up our dialogue music in two places which are in our player and dialogue pop-up scripts. If our player interacts with the NPC, the dialogue music should play. And if the player is done interacting... excuse me. If the player is done interacting and our pop-up closes, our background music should play. Add a new animation player node with the audio track Whiskey Barn Dance Loop.wav. And then we can say it's processing into the pause and then we're playing the audio in the player script. Okay, yeah, you can stop game over dance. So we're playing this audio in the player script. So this... Okay, so we had a fourth BGM node to our script. Not in the audio stream. What are you... Yeah. Whiskey. Spelled wrong. There we want the loop. Set its processing node to when paused. We're playing the audio in the player script because if we had to do it in our dialogue's open function, the music would restart each time the pop-up changes play and stop the dialogue music as follows. Yeah, just chuck everything in player. Nobody's going to notice. So elif is action.pressed interact. Where are we? Is action press interact UI interact? Here we go. If our target is our rated class 2D, get collider. If our target is not null, then blah 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 blah. Target dialogue, and then background music stop. Dialogue music. I'll play. And we'll so rename this to dialogue music. Oh look. There's a you can set custom loops from, and that's built into Godot. I had to write a whole damn plugin for Unity to do it in there. So that's good to see. Dialogue pop-up. Where are we? Here you are. On the close, so set physics process true, and then we can copy paste this. Slash background mute. Fuck. Background music. Play. And then dialogue music. Stop. If you now run your scene, your dialogue music should play when your player interacts with the NPC. When our player levels up, we want to play a little victory tune. We will still use the animation player node for this because we want the audio noise to come from a central point. We don't want it to pan between our left and right ear. I think by animation player they mean something else. Add a new node and call it level up music. We want the audio to be retro power up, stereo up, 005.wav. Okay. You know what? Fuck the police. I'm just duplicating it instead of adding one. Level up music. Instead of we don't need whatever. Retro power up. Retro power up, so .wav. Now in our update XP function, we want to play our level up music. So update XP value, XP plus equals value, Player.good, where are we? Function update XP, which is value, XP plus equals value. If we want to level up, then level up music, play. If you run your scene, your level up music should play when our player levels up after completing quests and or shooting enemies. If our player runs over some ammo or a drink or even our quest items, we want to play a pickup sound effects. For this, we will use an audio stream player 2D node since we want some audio attenuation for our sound effects. It gives the sound a bit more of a realistic feel as it plays more like environmental background noise despite the fact that it's going to be playing at the player's position all the time, seeing as we have to collide with it in order to pick it up, but that's none of my business. It's not my tutorial. I really need a running count of the amount of times I've said that. You can attach this node to something like a fire scene, which, well, depending on how close we are from the fire, the sound volume will differ, since we'll be adding this sound to our player. Okay. The sound won't attenuate much since our camera always focuses on our player. Add a new audio stream player 2D node and call it pickups music. At least just make a sort of parent music node and then... You can tell I just want this tutorial to be over. Set its audio file to stamfull.wav. Wave. I don't care anymore. It's not... Wait, it's an audio stream player 2D, not a, the other thing. Also play it off. In our code, we need to play this audio when our player runs over a pickup. We can do this on our add pickup function. Function add pickup, and then apparently it says do it at the very start. Dollar pickups music. Play. Now, if you run over your pickups items, the audio should play. I want that. Right, where are we? Consuming sound effects. We want a sound effect to play each time our player consumes a health or stamina drink by pressing 1 or 2. Add another audio stream player 2D node and call it consumable music. Set its audio file to stam1.wav. So we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different nodes for... Oh, God. Okay, stream, blah, 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 blah. Stam4, and it will be stam1 we want. Stam1.wav. There we go. In our input code, let's update our UI consume health and UI consume stamina inputs to play our consumable sound effects. You can also make both of these different audio streams by loading a new stream resource into your consumable music node before playing it. My throat is killing me. Inputs, where? Yes, where did I put it? It's all the way here. Blah, 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 blah. If... Oh, okay. If event bar is action pressed, and then these consumes, and then okay, dollar consumable music dot play, and then we can copy paste. Technically it's SFX, but say it with me now. Yeah. So it consumes stamina and can... What? Oh, okay. Wait, so why is this loading a different one but not for the health? So that if this gets loaded, we consume stamina and then consume the health. It's going to play with stamina, whatever. Get over here. Hard coding this sort of bar names. A little dirty doing it, but no, well, that's how we do. When a bullet hits our... Wait, what? When a bullet hits our player or enemy, we want the bullet impact sound to play. We will add this audio in our enemy and player scenes. Let's play the Retro Impact Lo-Fi 09.wav sound using the audio stream playable 2D node, which we'll rename as Bullet Impact Music. Another one? Okay. Add this node to both your enemy and player scenes. Right. So, deep consumable music, then we'll call it Bullet Impact Music. Add this node to both your enemy and player scenes. So that's that on the player, and then we'll copy this node, plonk it in our enemy. Where the hell is it? Here it is. And paste. And it would help it if I sat... No, wait, this isn't a unique resource, so I can just... Retro Impact Lo-Fi 9. Hang on. I think I've done something completely dumb. Stam 1 is Bullet Impact, Stam 1. But if I change this to... Lo-Fi 09, it's different because... I thought that it changed the same thing because I hadn't clicked this make unique thing, but apparently we're playing by different rules now. Add this node to both your enemy and player scenes. Yes, done that. After we impact with our node, let's play this sound. So, enemy.good. Where are we? Yeah. Hit damage. Yeah. Health equals damage, animation player, play damage, bullet impact. Impact. Music. Play. And in player as well. Shouldn't we play it if it's on death as well? Oh, whatever. I just want this thing to be over. Player. Our God object. It's all the way near the bottom. Surely it should play if it is a killing blow or not. Well. Oh, well, indeed. When we... Please don't be at the top. It's at the top. God damn it. Here we are. Shooting sound effect. When we shoot our weapons, we also want our guns to play a shooting sound effect. So we'll do this both for both our enemy and our player. Let's play the Retro Weapon Gun Lo-Fi 03.wav sound using the audio stream to clear 2D node, which, say it with me, we'll duplicate it again and rename as shooting music. Oh, God. So, shooting Music. I think we've gone way beyond. Whatever. If I rename everything to SFX, it's gonna. If I copy paste some code later on, it's going to bite me. So I'm just call it music. So we want quick load. Gun lo-fi 03. This. Add it to both enemy and player. No, why? Why do I have to click on something that looks like it's part of the image, but looks like it isn't part of the image, but actually is? Add the sound effect to our UI attack. What's the problem with bitrate? At least that's what. No, OBS is fine. No, OBS is fine, but oh, whatever. Okay. UI attack. Input. Player. Input. So our God method of our God object. Shooting, so animated. If bullet fire, if now bullet fire time, and then we. God. Here's where we do. Shooting music dot play. And enemy, I'm guessing, is in this. I've just guessed it. For enemy, we'll need to update its process function to also add for reload time so it doesn't loop the audio excessively together. We did this in the player script. Okay, so it's not just a copy-paste job. If target name player and player's health is greater than 0. If the player's health is greater than 0, then what? I've had a complete brain fart. Ah, yes. Shooting music play after the 2D animation. Then we have bullet fire time equals now plus bullet reload. And then we copy paste all this underneath the thing. I'm done. Okay. Enemy death sound effect. Finally, we also want to play a sound effect when our enemy dies. We add a new audio player 2D node to our enemy spawner scene and call it death music. The audio file should be damage0.wav. Okay. Oh. Audio player 2D node to our enemy spawner. There you are. Death music. Yeah, it does say enemy spawner. Okay. You're the boss. I'm guessing we'll reposition it to where the dude is every time he dies. Death music. Quick load. DMG0.wav. Okay. We will play this sound effect when our spawner decreases our enemy count by 1. On enemy death, that. Okay. Enemy spawner, and then on enemy death, we add the line. Add the line, Bart! The music dot play. Playing different music in our saloon scene. In our saloon scene, we want to play our Imposter Syndrome WAV audio track instead of the background music that we assigned to our player. To do this, we can simply reassign our stream resource and then play the node again. Before we do this, we have to re-import our Imposter Syndrome WAV file to be a looped audio file. If we do not do this, it plays and then it stops when it finishes. To re-import it, click on it and then open up the import dock. Set the import mode to forward and then re-import it. Now it should be loopable. Okay. So we're not in Saloon yet. Okay, Imposter Syndrome theme.wav. So it'll be assets, FX, music, pre-retro? No. Wild West, WAV. Impostor. Yeah, so it's playing notes. And apparently I've imported this twice. Whatever. As WAV, edit, loop mode, forward, re-import. And we'll do the same for the other one because I'm going to forget which one I'm going to use now. And Sod's Law will ensure that I use the wrong one, and Sod's Law ensures that I've just clicked on this bloody image again. Oh, this is... Fortunately, we're near the end. So, into saloon.good. Then... Funk. Ready. Then, player background music stream load, whatever you want to call it. And then play. And of course, because I did this in an age before I found the use tabs instead of spaces editor setting for VS Code, we're going to do the same thing. Your code should look like that thing. Now, if you run back and forth between your different scenes, your music should change. I'll be the judge of that. I don't think we've put a similar line here for when we enter the... Well, actually, we might have when we enter it from the main menu. And it's not playing. What the hell's going on? Did I? Hang on. Main menu. That does show, yes. If I play... Ah, no, I think we did do this, and then, yeah, the sounds are playing. Let me check OBS. Let's put it so it's just going to the yellows. And I'll open the thing on my headphones. See, I usually have the stream BGM right down on my headphones because I just can't talk and listen at the same time. Just can't do it. Into the saloon. Ah, yeah. Makes it. Yeah, the shoots work. And I think I might have broken. I think I've broken it. Bullets ain't moving. I'm not moving. Nope. Okay. I think that's enough of that. Oh yeah, there was a paragraph at the start of the previous section that the saving and loading was balked. And there you have it. You now have a full game with music, a GUI, enemies, an NPC, and a basic quest, and a shitload of bugs. But we'll pretend that's not the case. Go over your code and see how you could simplify it and even try to upgrade features that we've added, such as our saving and loading functionality. You probably won't publish this game because it was a learning project after all. However did you come to that conclusion? If this is the end for Owen, you're ready to move on to the next project, then I'll see you in the next part where I'll show you how to export your projects. Remember to save the project, and I'll see you in the next part. So, the finish line is in sight. Simple shopkeeper bonus, persistent saving and loading system bonus, error fixing. Fine. If you run this project after the Godot 4.1.1 update, you'll notice a few errors pop up in the errors panel. Yeah, that's quite a few. I'm not talking about the yellow warnings. It's yellow, it's mellow. Oh. Okay, fine. No, I'm talking about the red warnings. This game itself works fine without the one, but they're easy to fix, so let's fix them so they don't cluster our power output log. Basic error fixing. Error calling from signal change to callable. Those aren't expandable? No. I think I might have fixed some of them in previous things by myself when I shouldn't have. In our global.good script, we have a global good script? What? We do not have a global.gd script. Or maybe it's because I skipped the bonus bits and that might be why. That might be why. Error calling from error node not found UI XP value rendered. Oh god. Root main player. Yep, hang on. This might be why it's not saving and loading. It's causing this error thing here. 355. Where are you? UI XP value not found. Player. Let's check it then. UI XP value. I thought I changed this. No, I didn't. Oh, I changed it for the saving, but not for the loading. But then that would make... whatever. Error condition P seen. Error not found player relative to root main menu. No. Timer was not added to scene. Can't change the statement publishing query. Actually, let's play it. Let's actually play the damn thing and that moves, good. What's that? Okay, so the troll trees. Yeah, it's a troll tree. We'll call it that. If I save, then everything goes a bit kaputty. Oh, whatever. Dun 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 dun. It's results of broken code. Okay. You know what? I think, can we do the export? Okay, part 25, project exporting and conclusion. If you've gotten to the point in the game where you've fixed all your major bugs and you're smoothing out your gameplay, no, I haven't, but go on. Then it might be time for you to export your game so that others can enjoy it as well. We're going to export our project for PC to game. When we export our project, it can be compiled into an EXE program that we can launch at the click of a button. How to install it. So we'll learn how to install export templates, how to export projects as Windows execs, and how to learn game development from here. Before we can export our project, we need to choose an export template. These templates will compile our binary files into a program file for the platform that we choose. To choose a project template, we need to open our export menu via our project export. Export. Here we go. This will open the export window and images, come on. This will open the export window, and by default, you should have no export preset available to you because you do not have an export template installed. Correct. We can add new presets by clicking on the add option next to our presets menu. This will open up a drop down, which we have to choose platform. We want to export as Windows desktop. This will display a bunch of text that's written in red. This is because we do not have a project template installed. Let's install one from blah, 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 blah. No. From here, you can download the most recent export template available to you. Click download and install. What? Download and install to export. Oh, here we go. Manage export templates. Download from best available. Mirror. Export template. Didn't download or install from a file. Then click download, install to download the most recent one for our Godot version, or we can do it manually from Godot websites. Downloading just under 300 megs. Sorry, maybe bytes. So not just under 300 megs. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay. Once it's finished installing, you can close this window and go back to your export window. The red warning messages will now be gone. Export. It is gone. In this window, you can change your game's export name, save the path, or even set a password to it, amongst other things. In your resources menu, you can even set which assets or resources you want to export with the project. For this project, we will export all of our resources. That is not the best idea, but you do you. You can read more about the properties in the export window here. So, export resources, export mode, export everything. Selected scenes and dependencies. Yeah, okay, might have to go down a pretty checklist. So yeah, you might want to export all of it if it's a debug build or something like that. Default properties should be fine for our project. Just change its name and save location. Once we've added all of our properties, you can click on Export All to export your executable program to your desired designated save location. Now you can navigate to where you've exported your project, and voila, your game runs. When you've created your own game and you're confident you've created a smooth, engaging, and bug-free game, you'll probably want to export your project so it can be hosted on online marketplaces such as Steam or Itch. What do I do now? Do as many tutorials as possible on game development and Godot for God beginners until you get bored. Yeah, that's kind of a bit late for that. What I like to do is consume articles and videos that focus on single practice implementing simple mechanics, move on to more complex mode, try and make a basic game, focus on one project at a time, challenge project links. Oh, we've got a Google Doc thing. Okay. Good luck with the rest of your journey. Remember, this is not supposed to be a linear journey, so feel free to reach out to me if you need some help or advice. I have another tutorial series planned that I'll be releasing soon, so once that is out, you'll be able to see it in my Gitbook updates. Remember to save your project, and I'll see you in the next series. Okie doke. New tutorial series coming on the 17th of July. I think it's this Castle Climbers project. 2D platformer. This is probably the one that I should have gone through. Okay. Tutorials covers the creation of a Donkey Kong-like game of our own titled Castle Climbers, not to be confused with Castle Crashers. This game, just like Donkey Kong Arcade, features a king who needs to dunk bombs and boxes from blah blah blah. Asset file download and okay. So this is a challenge. Mario clone. No, thank you. I'm already doing that dungeon crawler. So I'm not going to export because reasons. But yeah, that's the end of the Dusty Trails project tutorial. I haven't done the bonuses because, like I said, I just want it to be over. How long have I been streaming? Just under 1 hour 40. So yeah. So yeah, it's a good tutorial. Learned quite a bit. Learned also quite a bit from dicking around off stream. So yeah, I guess I'll sign off because I am hungry. Okay. Yeah, that's a shit sign off. So yeah, thank you to Christine. What's the last name? I know I put it in the description, didn't I? Christine Coomans. Yes, thanks for writing the tutorial project. And hopefully I'll be streaming that dungeon crawl that I've made and doing a bit more fumbling around once I learn Godot, or more importantly, Unknown Unity. So wherever you are, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you soon. Ta-ta for now.